Okay, guys, you'll have to excuse me. I got a little wet in the rain. Excuse me, and I'm back to sounding a little bit on the stuffy side. I had got my voice back, well, slightly, when I was at the movie theater. I'm also a little tired, but that's neither here nor there. I want to come on in the heat of the moment, in the emotion of it all, in my naturalness, um, being a little wet to tell you guys go support the movie. I know I was like most people. I was like, I'm not paying no more money. Even after having paid money to see her on tour, I was like, I'm not paying no more money for nothing. And who pays $30 for a ticket? But you know what? It is the most emotionally fun movie that I have seen in a little bit. And she is worth the support. You learn more about her personal life. You learn more about her as an entrepreneur, as a leader, as a performer. And one of the themes that kept coming up is freedom. And I feel like when you get to that point where you are truly free, free in yourself, free in your career, that's when you can truly see success. So I plan to go live tomorrow. But I think I might go ahead and do it now because of the fact that I'm in the mood and I don't know how I'm gonna be tomorrow. I might just want to parlay and chillax because the weekend flies by, child. It's like a subway. But for me, I love the fact that she didn't have to pick a battle to talk about. She could talk about being a black woman and the struggles of even her own business and people feeding her BS and her having to constantly ask people 10, 20 times for her own damn show to get themselves together and do what they need to do. Isn't that wild? It's the nerve of people for me. All from her being a black woman and having to deal with the disrespect of it all. And that was really touching to me because I feel like you have to say things, you have to let people know what you're not standing for. You are tried a million bazillion times and you just have to keep pushing through and keep fighting. And after a while, there's no puppeteer, there's no changing. She even talked about how she's been a different person in different performances. And now she's her. She's free. She's free to do her. It doesn't have to be an epitome of perfection. It's more about authenticity. And that's what I love. That's what I want to get to. Like, I'm an authentic person, but I want to be free in everything I do. I want to let go regardless. You know what I mean? And so that's where I'm at now too. And I love the fact that she is saying, hey, 40s are where it's at. She thought she was free at 30 or 30 something, but 40s is where it's at. And I think it's important not to age shame. I think it's important to personalize your struggle because so many people go through it. I love the fact that this woman can be a boss, but still not make it seem like being a boss is effortless. You know, in general, especially in our community, a lot of people try to make it seem like, oh, you know, being a boss is just a boss and I'm just doing my thing and can't nobody touch this or me and what I'm doing. But it's not about the competition for her and her being a boss versus other people. It's not about what other people think. It's about how she has grown as a person, what she's had to go through, and how she continues to push herself in her freedom and challenge her individuality. And I love that. I love that. There were songs that just sparked the memory of me being at the concert. And to be honest with you, it's going to sound crazy. I didn't realize how much being at the concert, because if you go back and watch my review on the concert, you know, I think I gave it like a 7 or out of 10 or 8 out of 10. But now I'm giving this movie a 10 out of 10. And I think it's just because of the personal nature of Beyonce. I love that. I really do love that. I think us seeing into her life and her ups and downs, it means a lot. And I know even sometimes we differentiate because it can be a difference in fair-skinned women and how they're treated versus darker-skinned women like myself, brown skin, and even darker skin. But I just feel like her struggles don't remind you that she's fair-skinned. Her struggles feel like my struggles, my thought processes on a day-to-day, and how I feel and what I go through and why am I going through this and what is, what is really the tea, So I love that. I love that we got to see her kids. I even love that she highlighted Blue's imperfections and how Blue grew with performing. And I, even as not being a mom, could relate to the fact that she wanted to protect her baby. She wanted to keep her away from people who don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what she's going through and how she's growing. And that really touched my heart, because when Blue came to Atlanta, I was like, well, baby Blue, she's got a little bit of work. I was never the mean person, but I did feel like, okay, so I love that people are able to tell the truth, and there's freedom in that. And it's still like, but yes, don't you forget who you messing with type of energy and attitude. So I also kind of felt emotional. I felt for her in regards to how her process took long. I mean, who would have thought she took 4 years to plan a tour? Her need for perfection, but then her finding even more freedom and letting go despite the need for perfection, within herself. I just love the movie in general, and I didn't realize I was going to like it that much. So this is really awesome. I'm glad to see it. I can go home and get some sleep, child, because I didn't get no sleep last night. I was up listening to Pink Friday. I'm trying to think. I think I'm just going to make this live about about the Renaissance movie, and we'll talk about Pink Friday later. But as a little thought tidbit, middle-aged women, they're winning. You do not have to be young to have it all figured out and be like, oh, after 20 something, it's over with. No, there's so much growth if you're growing like you should. There is so much you can learn from yourself, and I applaud Beyonce for allowing us, and I'm sure she only gave us the tip of the iceberg, because she is a private individual seemingly, and it had to make sense. But I love it. It was the best 3+ hours that I spent. I went to a 7:00 showing. I got out and walked to my car and was there at like 10:17. So I didn't feel it. I felt like, okay, but it still wasn't horrible, because she kept walking us through the tour, the process, the thought process in between. And I personally love to see the different outfits that I didn't get a chance to see by only going to the Atlanta show. I love, her giving a bird's eye view of like some people who came on her tour in other cities, like Meg Thee Stallion in Texas, or Kendrick Lamar, or Diana Ross when she came to perform on her birthday. I mean, that was beautiful. You know what I mean? I love that she gave us insight about, where she lived in Houston and how where she came from made who she is today, and just also reconnecting with Destiny's Child. Child, if they do a Destiny's Child tour, I'm there. Just like I'm probably going to be at this Nicki Minaj tour if she truly has one next year. I'm there, child. I am there. I'm trying to think what else. There were some more takeaway points that I felt like I might not have covered. I just wanted to give you guys like a heat of the moment live because I couldn't resist. Let me take a second to think. Like I said, I'm still recovering, y'all. Don't ever get C19. Child, God bless all of us. So yeah, bear with my voice. It is what it is. Because I'm comfortable in my skin, cozy with who I am. I love myself, god dang, cozy. Let me see. I also love the fact that she talked about who she entrusted with her child. It's the darker skinned, thicker dancer that's bald. She seems really sincere too. I want to say I gravitated to her when I was on the night of my Renaissance tour. You know, she just seemed really powerful, really passionate about what she was doing. And then I started following her on Instagram, and she seems really humble, really thankful for the opportunity. So I think that's awesome. And even the young lady who was pregnant on tour, who was the trumpet player, you know, that was cute. And she just continued to work. And she talked about how women are, even sadly enough, in 2023 expected to choose between a career and having a baby, but you can do it all, you know. Little insight on me. If I could choose family and my husband was financially stable, I'd be a stay-at-home mom. I would probably work on maybe a side business, or if he had a business, you know, aid in bettering that. But I mean, unless it was something that I was called to do, like the Beyonce tour, I could pass on continuing to work. I just don't know. It's a lot of interesting things, but yet I'm thankful and I trust God through it all. So yeah, if I think of any other points, I will bring them up when I go live. Hopefully I will have the time, like I think tomorrow, and the energy, because I do want to talk to you guys about Pink Friday. And if anything else comes up about the Beyonce movie, I will share. But just like that, it's already been almost 12 minutes. Go support, go see what you think. If you have not seen her on tour in the flesh, you know, you will get a chance to see what the hype was about. If you have seen her on tour, I just feel like it adds an extra layer of element for you to feel, you know, how you felt on tour, but then also learn something in the process and maybe discover something about yourself. I got chills in the beginning. Flaws and All always does something to me, because I love the fact of the idea of one day, especially if you ever find love, that someone accepts you for flaws and all. So that gives me chills. And her movie just kind of gave me chills in the beginning, in general. And that's what her tour did too. So that was interesting enough. So that was an emotional tug that you don't normally feel. Side note, I'm one of those people, I love an emotional tug that I don't normally get a chance to experience, because it wakes up something on the inside of you. And it reminds you of allowing yourself to feel and not just have the everyday feelings. You know what I mean? So there's that. And I'm trying to think. I feel like there was one other nugget that I really, really, really wanted to share with you all concerning the movie. My theater was a whole vibe. Now, it was not packed. I really wish we would have had the horse structure. A little birdie told me in a part of Alabama that I frequent that there's a horse at that theater, but no support. That's sad. But we only kind of had like a silver backdrop with a disco ball to take a picture in front of. It's on my Instagram. Follow me at Convo Sparks. The idea behind that name is Conversation Sparks Change, or a new thought process. So there's that. But yeah, guys, I don't know. I just think it's beautiful to grow in your career and just feel like you've been anointed and called to do something. And I know people like to say Beyonce is demonic, but I really don't know why. You know what I mean? And then, okay, if we want to harp on Beyonce, let's get rid of some of the other things that are demonic. I mean, you can't call out one thing and whatever and then have a whole bunch of other things. So I don't know. I'm in this place and space where I'm thankful when things help alleviate me, because I feel like I have a lot that I'm overcoming, and I'm thankful that God is with me. And if I can take a break from the day-to-day BS and of emotions, I don't see anything wrong with something that brings out another side in you and another thought process. So I'm ready to relax, go to bed, chill out, at least maybe listen to some music, go support. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. Good, bad, or indifferent. I don't care. But I probably will see it. And just keep it cute. And I will talk to you guys later. Hopefully, as we continue to have these lives, my voice will get better too. But hey, at least I didn't cough on this one. Peace.